Hello Tubesters, and welcome to another one of my videos. Today it's yet another Harry Potter miniature adventure games review. We're looking at the Hogwarts Professors pack today. This is the original one they brought out. They've since brought another one out with some of the other, Flitwick and Slughorn and some of the other professors in there. And that looks really good actually. You're seeing a lot of these, as I say, the original videos for my own collection. These ones I'm painting to sell to other collectors and hopefully fund my own collection. So I'm going to be painting a lot of Harry Potter miniature figures. Anyway, let's have a look at these guys. This one's come in the usual blister, unlike the boxes you saw on other videos. Shows you on the back what you expect to find. So we're looking at Gilderoy Lockhart, Minerva, Severus Snape and Dolores Umbridge. And that's taken about 8 takes to remember everybody's name, believe me. Right guys, let's have a look at the first one up. And I think probably out the group, the one that resembles the actor the most is Severus Snape. They all are pretty good figures, to be honest with you, but as in look wise, but I just think this one, even in the unpainted state, it looks like Severus Snape. Now all of these are one-piece figures, so as I say, to cut your teeth on these figures, if you're a bit worried about taking on, the more fragile ones, literally, but the more fragile figures, these would be an excellent start. There is some cleanup involved. We've got some heavy mould lines there that are going to have to be removed. One thing I always wonder with these figures is there never seems to be a rhyme or reason where I'm not sure how these things are cast, but they have plugs in different places and mould lines in different places. You never get roughly the same area twice. Yes, I know they're different figures, but each one is a little mini challenge to clean up the figure in different places. So this one, you've got the classic going through the hair, which is always a bit of a nightmare to do, because you don't want to take the detail of the hair away. Got quite a thick mould line there. What I often use, as well as all the sand, the thin sanding sticks and the larger sanding sponges that I've got, I also use the metal ones, but the little rat tail ones, the little round ones, because they tend to get in the grooves and the folds quite nicely, and I just do it gently, so hopefully you're not going to pull out too much. If you make too many filing lines and you can't sand them because they're in tight areas, then just wash them over with some plastic putty that you've got on a quite a wet brush, and then put a wet brush on top, and that tends to get rid of the little file marks in most cases. So again, we've got bits we're going to have to cut off. Some will come off straight away with a very sharp, fresh scalpel blade or knife blade, whatever you tend to use. Obviously, you always get these as well, and they always have to be pared away. They do come away quite. These ones here, I pare away with my blade, just in sweet. I don't try and take off the chunk in one go. I just pare it away with the blade, and it does come away quite easily. But they're always in sometimes nightmare positions to get to, as you can see. But yeah, I think that from that angle there, that looks like Snape all over. So that's Professor Snape. As my phone goes away in the background, I do apologise for that. After this is number 8 take, I'm not doing number 9. This is obviously Minerva McGonagall. From that side, I think she looks quite like her. But again, here you've got a chunk straight under the chin. That's quite a heavy one as well. That's not light, so you have to be quite careful with that. And this is the one that I was upset to see in a way, just because you're going to have to be really gentle in in making sure that that hat can, once you've taken this off, that it all conforms to what the hat looks like. We've got bits and pieces sticking out the side there as well. Sorry, I'm going off camera, guys, sorry about that. You know, they definitely don't make it easy for you. And this is the problem. This is where I think that night models might lose people that would potentially, you know, get these for even just for gaming purposes, or even for particularly for collecting. You know, people that want to paint and collect their own. Because if they don't do it, you know, if they don't paint for a hobby and it's maybe their first ones and they see these and they think, oh, Harry Potter, great, you know. You're going to put them off because the amount of cleanup involved, especially on quite fragile figures, it's going to put so many people off doing it. You know, it's a shame really, because they're lovely figures, and these are what I hate about. This is out in the open here, like these little bits here, but you'll often get them in the deepest recesses, and they are a devil to get out. And well, not so much get them out, but to actually clean them back and make them, you know, when you actually put your paint on, so they're not showing as little divots taken out. So, but yeah, so that's, you know, again, it's not hard. You know, you get your fresh scalpel blade and you can pare them away. But it's, as I say, I think they're missing a trick. You know, I don't know if these can be cast any better. You know, as in without so much plugs and pieces on them. I don't know. I know nothing about casting, but it's a shame, because I think they'll putting off so many people that would buy these if it wasn't such a pain to clean them up. So that's Minerva McGonagall. Here's Gilderoy Lockhart with his usual beaming face. Again, from the side, that looks quite a lot like him. Well, I think so anyway. Again, none of these are in particularly dynamic poses, so they have got that going for them. You know, you haven't got to worry about sticking arms on. You know, you saw the Death Eaters. Now that really is a step up. You know, there's a lot of filling and maybe sub-assembly and things like that involved in those. So these would make an ideal figures. But again, you've just got that clean up. This guy hasn't actually got too much wrong with him. You've always got to clean these up under the feet, or the tab won't sit in properly. Again, you get your scalpel, pare them away. I did think of doing these as just a bit of a tutorial on how to clean these figures up, but I'm always wearing my dust mask, which is one of these twin filter jobs that you use for airbrushing, and you'd never hear a word I say. And I'm not going to, you know, I value the people that watch my videos, but I'm not gonna give myself some type of resin poisoning for you guys. So I'm very sorry. But again, you see these little cuts, these little steps here. You know, reinforcing pieces, I suppose. They're always a bit of a nightmare. I just think, as I say, it's just a shame because it will put people off. You know, people that are modelers or long-time painters, they'll obviously just crack on if they want to do these figures. But there's a whole you know, group of people out there that won't pay somebody to paint them, but they want to do them themselves. But as I say, this will put them off, which is a shame, because it might actually get them into the hobby itself. And here we go with Dolores Umbridge. I'm not 100% if that looks like Dolores. Definitely the pose is Dolores all over, with the handbag and things. This one, we've got obviously the big mould line there, which I'm just trying to see, looking through the camera. Probably will go up into the hair, but I can't massively see it at the moment. But that one's not too bad. Clean undercut, there's no reinforcing piece under there. Oh, have we got reinforcing pieces underneath? No, we haven't, that's just the folds in the skirt. there's a few, like a divot there that will probably have to take a bit of filling, and a couple of little pieces as well that might need a bit of plastic putty just washed over them. So guys, rambling on, they come with the usual cards. I've shown you enough of those cards now, you don't really need to see any more now. The bases are the same, usual those cobblestone bases. So that's my review of the Harry Potter miniature adventure game Hogwarts Professor Pack, or we'll call it Professor Pack number 1. I am going to look forward to painting these once I've cleaned all the resin off and cleaned them up. When I actually got them out the box to have a look last night, I actually thought, well, hey, you know, all in one piece, I'll fly through these. But unfortunately, I think, as I say, a couple of them, particularly with the more flowing robes, I'm going to have to have a lot of clean-up involved. But that's what you get, and you just have to deal with it. So, guys, thank you very much for stopping by and taking an interest in this video. I hope everything's going well with you. As usual, these will be rumbling along the conveyor belt, and you'll be seeing videos of the finished painted figures as I progress through them. I have got some other figures to come up as well, a couple of historicals and some other figures that I've recently purchased and that are on their way to me. So guys, you take care of yourselves. We'll catch each other very soon on another one. Cheers.